Good evening. Mrs. Cecilia, can you hear me? Good evening, Mr. Frank. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Right. Rajamami? Jatrandi?
Oh, hello.
All right. Mrs. Vihara, can you hear me?
Yes, I can
right.
hear you.
Oh, very nice. Miss Lisa, good evening.
Good evening, I can hear you.
Yes, very nice. Right. Mrs. Mary? Can you hear me? Good evening, Mrs. Nina. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening, Bante.
Good evening. Pragati, can you hear me?
Yes, Bante. Good evening.
Good evening. Right. Good evening to everyone. So, as usual, to welcome each and everyone who participate in the program, everyone please together say unmute and say together 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
That is the ancient tradition in so it is a tradition which is ancient for like 2645 years. So at the beginning, if we say sadhu, that means we welcome. In the middle or at the end, if we say sadhu, that means we appreciate. It is a way of saying thank you. So today too, on this 28th May 2021, on this evening, we join together to keep another step ahead in our spiritual journey. And this week is a very special week. Why is that? In a week like this, the Buddha, our teacher, was born. The Buddha became enlightened. And after that, the Buddha passed away on a week like this. So, let's go. Let's go. Sorry about that. So, through in various countries around the world. So the Buddha's birthday, and at the same time the Buddha's enlightenment, and after that the Buddha's passing away is commemorated. And today, on this special week, we are going to keep another step ahead in our spiritual practice. So the Buddha, when the Buddha became 16 years old, he saw 4 kinds of signs while he was going somewhere. So he saw the first thing that he saw is an old person. He saw an old person, and then he saw a sick person, and then he saw a dead person, and after that he saw a monk. When he saw the old person, his old wisdom arose. He started thinking that how this old age is unique to everyone. And at the same time, he understood that this suffering of old age is universal. Each and everyone who are here, we are on the process of, there is no one who can stop being old. All of us who are participating in this meditation session, we are facing facing the truth of being old. Our body and our mind both are becoming old, each and every moment. And then, second thing that he understood is all are bound to get sick. Our body, our mind, both, these two are sick throughout our life. Even though we cannot see the real condition of our body inside this body, there are many roots of sicknesses we experience even right now. In our mind, there are so many sicknesses that we are experiencing, that we are suffering from. Buddha understood this too. And then, whoever we are, whatever we do, we are bound to die one day. The phenomenon of death is bound to happen. So these 3 truths are there. So the Buddha understood that it is universal, and this is a suffering which each and everybody face. Whoever the being it is, from the very small amoeba to the biggest being in this world, all of us are facing this nature of suffering. We are getting old, we are facing the sickness, we are suffering from the sickness, and we are bound to die. How to come out of this suffering? The Buddha taught. And then he encountered the 4th person, the monk. Then after that, his wisdom arose. The Buddha understood that by renunciating and practicing the spiritual path, he may be able to find the answer to not to become sick again. The answer, not the solution, not to become dead again, not to face any old age hereafter. He found that answer through his practice of meditation, through his spiritual journey under the Bodh tree of Bodh Gaya in India. Many 2,600 years ago. Then after that, he taught it out of compassion towards all the beings, towards all the beings. So that's what we are practicing, and with that very technique, we are getting results. We are getting results. So whoever practice ardently, whoever practice this path with understanding, with clarity of mind, we are bound to reach the very level, the very stage of enlightenment, if we practice honestly, gradually, and properly. So please determine yourself to reach that level by practicing continuously, ardently, with a strong will, and understanding the technique very well. Whoever practice properly, they are bound to reach that stage. So that's why this week is so special, and at the same time, that's why this week's practice is very special. With that determination, we are going to start today's practice too. So today we are going to start the second phase of Vipassana. So for all these 3 weeks, we were observing the sensations that arise within the area from the top of your head, to the end of your head. That means at first you observe the top of your head, then front part, then back part, then right ear, then left ear. Today, you are going to start the second phase. That is, you are going to observe the area of your face. You will be instructed to observe. First of all, you will start from the top of your head, then front part, then back part of your head, then right ear, left ear. Then after that, please pay your entire attention to the forehead area. Within this forehead area, whatever the sensations that you feel, that you encounter, be aware. Let it be coldness, let it be heat, let it be itching sensation, let it be pulsing sensation, hardness, softness, anything. Whatever the sensation it is. There may be sensations that you don't know by name. It doesn't matter. Just observe any sensation that you can feel. And with understanding, please remind yourself, this sensation is also impermanent, changing, anicca. Then after that, observe your entire attention to the eyelids. So right eyelid, left eyelid. Then after that, pay your entire attention to your both eyes. First of all, right eye, then left eye. Then after that, start observing your nose area, the whole nose. On your nose, whatever the sensation that you feel, be aware. And whenever you feel the sensation, remind yourself, this sensation is also impermanent, changing continuously. Then the upper lip, then the right cheek, then the left cheek, then after that lower lip and chin. Forehead, both eyelids, right eyelid, left eyelid, right ear bone, left ear bone. Then after that, the nose, right cheek, left cheek, then upper lip, then after that lower lip, then after that chin. So keep, it doesn't matter, even though you prefer another way of observing. So someone can start from this side and then go to this side. That's fine too. But make one way, one method that you prefer. And always, please follow that particular method. So that will help you, that will help more to develop in the practice for you. For the other meditators who are joining very today, they are asked to practice breathing meditation today too. And the meditators who join during this month, they are asked to practice breathing meditation today too. So when the breath is coming in, be completely aware. When it is going out, be completely aware. And if the breath is long, be aware that it is long. If the breath is short, be aware that it is short. If the breath is gross, be aware that it is gross. If it is soft, be aware that it is soft. Just deal with the normal natural breath. Don't imagine about any breath. Just face the real breath, the original breath, and don't try to change it. Let the natural flow continue. Your job is just to observe, being aware, and continuing developing the concentration on each and every breath. Please practice diligently, very diligently. Now, everyone, please keep your posture nicely. Please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm and close your eyes and let your whole body to relax. Relax. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with a very alert, very attentive mind. Everyone, please start the meditation. May your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Please start the meditation now. Please keep the eyes closed. But new meditators, if they feel uncomfortable if they feel uncomfortable, they can relax their legs but keep the eyes closed continuously. Now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation. We are going to share our loving kindness with all the beings in the world, starting from you towards all the beings in the world. Relax, relax. Very calmly spread your entire attention towards yourself. And start spreading loving kindness towards you. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I come out of anger, hatred, ill will, jealousy, and all the negativities. May I attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness, real happiness. Just like me, may my mother, may my father, may my relatives and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May my mother, may my father, may my relatives and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they come out of anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, and all the negativities. May they enjoy real peace, real happiness. May they attain and enjoy real peace and real happiness. Just like me, may my enemies I ask forgiveness from them if I did anything to hurt them. And I forgive them for everything that they did to hurt me. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. May my enemies come out of anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, and all the negativities. May they enjoy and attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness. May all beings in this whole universe, let them be beautiful or ugly, clever or not clever, powerful or weak, big or small, whoever they are, wherever they are, I share my loving kindness with all the beings in the world. All the beings. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Peaceful. May all beings come out of anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, and all the negativities. May all beings enjoy, attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness, real peace, real happiness. Now everyone, very calmly open your eyes and relax yourself. Now please unmute and please say 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.
Dear Dhamma friends, so gradually, I think most of you now feel the sensations. Is there any meditator who don't feel sensations yet? I'm asking from the meditators who are practicing Vipassana meditation. Right. It seems like all the meditators do feel the sensations. When you feel the sensations, don't go and look for some special kind of sensation. Always, always observe real sensations, the original sensations. So don't try to imagine, don't try to force the mind. Very calmly, developing the patience, very patiently. Observe areas and observe the body part by part. If you feel a sensation, that's fine. Then you will observe and you will accept the present reality. You will remind yourself that this sensation is impermanent, and then you will move to the other place. But if you don't feel any sensation in whichever the area that you observe, at such times, don't feel frustrated. Don't feel defeated and disappointed. Always try to maintain the balance of mind. Be patient. So if you don't feel any sensation, accept the reality as it is. Yes, I don't feel any sensation in this area right now. It doesn't mean you don't have sensations in that particular area. Let's say for him, you don't feel any sensation. It doesn't mean that you don't have sensations here. There are billions of sensations here, but you don't feel it. You don't feel any because your mind has not become sharpened. Your attention, your concentration has not become sharp enough to feel it. Accept it. You are not in a competition. So you are with, if there is a competition, you are with your own, with a competition with your own mindfulness. You are trying to develop mindfulness more and more, your sensibility more and more, your awareness more and more, your ability to stay with the present moment and observe the present reality more and more. You are not competing with anyone else, only with your own capability. You compete, if you compete, but this is not a competition. So, understand and accept the present reality very calmly, very calmly. Please, please stay there for 30 seconds maximum. And after that, without feeling disappointed, please move your attention to the other part. This is for the meditators who don't feel sensations in particular areas. And when you come back again, observing part by part, when you reach the same spot for the second time, at such times, again, if you don't feel any sensation, don't feel frustrated. Keep patience. Don't let loose your patience. Be there for 30 seconds. If you don't feel any sensation, all right. This is the reality for now. Let me see in the next time. Thinking like that, please go to the next part of your body and observe that. Start observing that part without feeling disappointed. And the manual, the procedure, it should be gradual, and there should be a list. There should be a list of you, how you observe your own body. And don't mess it up. Just observe according to that particular list. Gradually, part by part, your body. Now we not only observe your head, but also you observe your face area. So part by part, pitch by pitch, you will observe. And with whatever sensations that you encounter, when you encounter them, please remind this sensation is also impermanent. This is also changing, changing, changing continuously. Then, when you realize this, last week I told you, you realize the second truth about this body and mind. That is the suffering, the truth of suffering. When you understand the impermanence, when you realize the impermanence which is related to this body, then you realize each and every moment we are bound to be born again. And each and every moment we are born again, we die again. And then each and every moment we are in the process of being old. We are in the process of being sick. We are in the process of facing the death. Sooner or later, it is bound to happen. Even right now, it is happening. In the past moment, whoever was there, the person who was there is not right now. The person who is right now won't be in the next moment. You can't encounter the same person twice in life. That's why each and every present moment is valuable. So, then again you understand there is another suffering. Whatever you expect, it doesn't happen. Something else happens. This is also suffering. And then after that, you realize that so this whole body, so interactions which happens with all these 5 organs, eyes and nose, tongue, body, and ears. So these 5 organs. So each and every interaction brings suffering too. So when you realize that everything is impermanent and the nature of suffering, you realize another truth, universal truth, which is pertaining to this body and mind. That third truth is anatta. In Pali, it is called anatta, the nature of no self. Each and every moment in our life, since we don't understand the reality of this body and mind, we think that there is an eternal being here. But the real truth is, there is no any eternal being here. So, if someone is changing, if someone cannot control this body and mind according to our own wishes, we always wish, maybe don't go old. It doesn't happen. We always wish, maybe not become sick. It doesn't happen. We always wish, maybe not die. But it doesn't happen. Why? Because this body and mind, they are not in the control of a person called I. This is a combination of 5 aggregates. I told you earlier too. What are the 5 aggregates? Rupa, this physical appearance. It is made Patavi, solid element, Apo, liquid element, Tejo, heat element, Vayu, gas element. All these 4, combining these 4 together, here the body is. And this body, all all these elements, they are continuously changing. This whole biochemical phenomenon, it is continuously changing. Even though mentally we think that there is an I here, there is no any I here. If we realize this reality, now you are experiencing through Vipassana meditation, you are encountering, you are experiencing this universal reality within. So the more you realize it as your own experience, your own truth, the more negativities you are bound to come up, get rid of. If not, so each and every moment, what happens is, fakely you think, so with misunderstanding you think, the person who see is I, or the things that appear is to me. But the reality is, the sight, seeing, it is a process. So when we have the ability, of the eyes to see, when there are objects outside, so when these two things meet together with the help of light, there arises something, some nature called contact. While this process is happening, the eyes is changing too. The contact is changing too. And then the outer object is changing too. But with misunderstanding, with ignorance, we think, I see, or the things appear to me. But the reality is, this natural process is happening. When this natural process is happening, mentally, we think it as I or mine. Then, according to that side, you start developing your own thoughts. These thoughts are separated, totally separated from the outside material process. But we don't realize. We think it is the same thing. That's why, let's say, a person comes to, while we all are meditating, a person comes to the hall. And then, seeing that person, one person develops friendly thoughts towards that person. Maybe that person is a friend of something. And there are some other people who see that person and those who get angry. And there are some other people who see that very person and feel neutral feelings. They saw the same sight. Then why different thoughts? Because of your inner mental perceptions that you develop towards that person. That person doesn't have any fault. The fault is inside our own will. We have a huge illusion, a very strong ignorance with it. In Pali, this is called as avijja, not understanding the things as they really are. When we work with this ignorance inside, there are so many conflicts. Whoever comes and meet in life, you develop conflicts. But when you realize the reality within, then whenever you start realizing about yourself, you start realizing about the other people too. So whenever the other people do mistakes, you understand. Once, so if you are developed, you understand and you can easily forgive because you know you were in the same stage once. misunderstanding about your own nature. But now you are not. So you gain the ability to easily forgive too. Somehow, for that, you need to understand this reality. No soul. There is no any eternal soul inside. Mentally, we think that process as mind, but actually, it is something which happens naturally. And mentally, we connect with it. The mental part of our mind, the mind reacts to that particular incident, and then so according to our own perspectives, we interact with it. So in all those people, there were three opinions towards the same person because of those those concepts that they developed inside. So we have the same color glasses, but in meditation, what you do is you take out, in Vipassana, you take out all these color glasses and you see the reality with it. And you interact with everything according to the present reality. And you understand, at the same time, you have this inner understanding that there is no any eternal soul. Even the sounds, same thing happens. Whenever you hear a sound, you think the sound, the listener is I, or the sound appears to the person called I. But the reality is, if your ear do have, if it is not disabled, if it is able, if it has the ability to hear, and then when there is the sound, the natural process is that when they come in contact, they recognize, they come in contact. Then the touch, in between the touch arises, then this process of hearing happens. Then mentally you connect with that, and then you evaluate that particular sound. This sound is good, this sound is bad, this sound is neutral, like that. But actually, the reality is no sound is good or bad or nothing. So each and every sound, it arises because of a reason, many reasons joining together, and then it passes away. So that's why when you realize this reality, whenever another person scold at you, since you know this reality, you don't get angry. Instead, understanding that sound is impermanent, changing, and that sound, so whatever the thing that person said, so if it is about your appearance or something like that, so since you understand that there is no any soul called I to take it in, you let it go. So conflicts don't arise. Like that, you start realizing about this reality of no soul, no eternal soul. And then, then what happens is your inner happiness and inner peace starts to deepen. And the light of wisdom starts to glitter more. You realize that the body and the mind has these three characteristics all the time: impermanent, suffering, and no soul. And the more you realize these three characteristics of life, then the more negativity is bound to go away, and the more purity you are bound to gain. And the purification process of your mind starts right there. So what you need to do is very ardently And with understanding, we need to continue the practice. Step by step, little by little, with clarity. Sometimes you might get a very small progress. Sometimes some people might get a bigger progress, bigger understanding. It doesn't matter. Even the very small understanding matters. It itself can make your life easier, make your life peaceful, make your life happy. So please practice very ardently for your own sake, for your own sake. So today too, we gathered together and practice this noble meditation technique, and by that way we accumulated a lot of positive energy. Let's share this positive energy with everyone of us. By the power of this positive energy, let's wish. May this world become a very peaceful place, very healthy place. May all the people who got this coronavirus pandemic, who were affected by this coronavirus pandemic, may all of them recover very soon. And at the same time, may all of you be able to develop in this spiritual path. And may all of you be able to gain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. Nibbana. May all the good things happen throughout your life. Throughout your life. So, everyone, to have the final blessings, please join your palms together, close your eyes, and concentrate. Abhivadana silisse niccang baddha pacayino Chattaro dhamma baddhanti ayupanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vacha ato nibbana sampatti iminate samijjato. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May all of you be very peaceful. Very peaceful.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Good night to everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thank you, Bhante.
Me, we have Mr. Hoa.
Thank you, Bhante.
Me, good night, Ramgaru.
Okay, Bhante.
Good night, Pragati. Good night, Jaime.
Good night, Hamdroni.
Good night, Nandit. Vihara, Lisa, good night.
Teruan Saranai, Candi
Everyone,
Mahamdroni. Sarai.
good night, Balji. Frank, good night.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Cecilia, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Hamdroni.
Tirvan Sarne Tihara.
Good night, Hamdroni. Tirvan Sarnai.
Tirvan Sarne Nendi. Balji, good night.
Good night, Bhante.
Good night.
Good night,
Tara.
Hamdroni. Good night,
Saranai.
Hamdroni.
Good night.